I'm Jake Gully. I'm the Digital Infrastructure Manager for Isle of Wight NHS Trust. I manage all of our architecture, our cybersecurity, our physical network and server estate, telephones, and anything else I get tagged for. I rejoined the trust in 2019. We had significant visibility problems across our estate, and obviously the first focus for us was to get that visibility so we could start working on our cyber compliance and hygiene across the estate. I concentrated initially on endpoint servers and the managed estate, but was very conscious that we had a significant unmanaged IoT IOM estate, which I could barely glimpse. I had a rough indication of size. I could see it in Landsweeper and some of our other network utilities, but I literally had no idea of what was there, what its purpose was, where it had come from, and what it was doing on my network. The trust went out in late 21 to evaluate the market for an IoT IOM management solution. We looked broadly at a number of products. We looked at four products in the market at that time. One of which was being used by Peer Trust in our region. That gave us an introduction and the information they were getting back, so we had some insight from them. But we went into a broad evaluation of what was there. The market was changing very rapidly. I think we went from 4 very US-centric products to products that were rapidly aligning and tailoring themselves to the UK market, and at the end of that process, one of them significantly stood out, and that's the way we went. I had some real shocks. I had assurances going back almost 15 years from Cisco that our public and guest networks were anchored securely outside of our network into a DMZ and didn't touch our physical network. I had quite a shock when I realised there were a lot of smart TVs and games consoles and private Android phones that were visible and being seen on core switch VLANs where our wireless controllers sat. But as part of the UK market, being able to demonstrate our compliance against CareCert, which is our NHS sort of alerting and threat feed information that comes out, and also we're audited against what we call Data Security Protection Toolkit. Now, these are both regionalisations that Cynerio led on, I think, certainly in the products we were reviewing, to actually customise their product to the UK market, and that was very, very encouraging, the response we had with doing that, and it makes my job significantly easier. I can effectively produce reports straight from my Cynerio console that support my annual audit and accreditation against those. In end of July 22, we had online sort of startup meetings. We had a site meeting at the start of September. Straight from that order, I think we received our collectors within 3 weeks. They were plugged in and collecting. By the time I had the team on site delivering that training, we were training live in our environment. We had product experts from UK, Israel and America coming in. We have Peter Kelly himself coming and chairing that. That was a really good kickoff. We had full engagement across the across my teams at the hospital. So not just my cyber and infrastructure teams, I have my medical electronics, my pathology, radiology, and pharmacy teams in that meeting, and estates as well. We split that session up, ran a couple of tracks. By the end of that day, I had all of my teams introduced, trained and onboarded into Cynerio. The biggest achievement is discovery and prioritization of those threats. Major advances for us have been the integrations. So we've almost out of the box been able to get the integrations working with Cisco DNA Center, with our wireless LAN controllers, old and new, with Cisco ICE as we've introduced that to the network. We're currently, and Firepower, we use a lot of Cisco FTD devices for point-to-point connectivity and third-party suppliers. So we've been able to bring all those sources into Cynerio and get those integrations up and running. I take all my cyber reporting as a whole to my data governance group, so that's a board subcommittee we run here at the Trust. That's done monthly. Cynerio is now one of the key reports we do in that. Obviously we've got other sources like MDE and those other things, but Cynerio is top of those. We're looking at risk overall. We're using the weighted exposure scores that Cynerio gives us, but it's really singling out and prioritizing the asset groups for remediation and control within that. They absolutely love the presentation of risk. It maps directly to the trust risk management strategy. We're all talking the same language. They're understanding the reports that are coming out of Cynerio. The first of those is the illumination and visibility. You can't remediate what you can't see, and you need to be able to collect and analyze this traffic to pick out and recognize these devices and what threat they present across your organization. It's a visibility first, and then it's hygiene. What can I do to contain and manage that? How do I prioritize it? And being able to effectively prioritize that across the estate and work out what we can mitigate, where we need to make investment decisions, is really important. On the cyber side, there's a lot of spin-offs too. What equipment is out there, what's being used, what's the utilization on our IV pumps, our scanners, portable x-ray, those sort of things. Where do those resources get used? What can we move around the trust to use it more efficiently? So there's a whole world of extra information being collected in this product that doesn't directly touch me, but is bringing business benefit to the trust as we go forward. To find a partner that is responsive, that actually understands the business at hand and can really add value, I think is quite rare. And to be able to focus resource to work, we run a very busy program. We've got a lot of work on. To be able to get the expertise you need and relevant advice at the right time is unusual, and it's I have to say the partnership with Cynerio has been an exemplar of how it should work.